The Dan Gemus Real Estate Show continues with broker-owner Dan Gemus.
Okay, welcome back to the show, everyone. What I can tell you is there are lots of really cool things happening out in Amherstburg. Lots of cool stuff happening all over the county. But Amherstburg specifically has an event coming up. I want to tell you all about it. And to tell us all about it, we have our good friend Richard Petty, a former CEO and president of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. Good morning, Richard. How are you?
I'm excellent, beautiful, lovely morning, and of a great day in Amherstburg.
Yes, no doubt it is. So there's a really cool event. So before we're going to talk about the Amherstburg Community Foundation in a second, but before we do that, tell us about this event coming up. It's really cool, isn't it?
Well, it ties back into, and just a brief remark on the foundation, but one of our foundation values is to inspire. It's for people to do more, create more, be more. And so we came up with the idea of what we call a Thought Leaders series. And our first thought leader is a gentleman named Gil Peñalosa, originally from Bogota, Colombia. His brother is mayor of Bogota. And he's one of the best-known, most influential urbanists in the world, in the top 100 ranking. I know today he's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think after he speaks with us on October 27th, he flies off to Oslo. So he's all over the world. He's seen what great communities are doing all across the world to be healthier and more livable, and he's going to come and talk about it on the 27th.
Fantastic. So, Richard, for those who are listening who are, what's an urbanist? What is an urbanist, right? What does he do? When someone's thinking about an urbanist coming and tell us what to expect, what does an urbanist do?
Well, I think, in my case, I think I'm a self-taught urbanist. I've been around the world. I've seen what's working and not working in towns.
Sure.
And they study towns, everything from parks to cycling to walkability, anything to make the community healthier and more livable. Now, there's people that, there's an urban planning program. There's not one in Windsor. I wish there was. But people can graduate in urban planning today. Me, I've just read a lot of books, met a lot of great people like Gil, traveled around the world. These people are pros. Just as, some people are taught in math and science, they're taught in how to make great urban communities.
So this event happening on Tuesday, August 27th, so it's coming up. Very quickly here, from 6:30 to 8:30 at night at the Libro Center in Amherstburg at the arena.
That's correct.
What can people expect that night?
What can they expect?
Yeah.
Well, Gil's a very entertaining speaker. He is speaking to 46 administrators from across the county on the same day in the morning. From Essex and LaSalle and Windsor. And so he's going to be doing that. But what he will do is he'll put on a slideshow. I bet he has about 200 slides. He was in Amherstburg, and he saw things that he liked and thought he saw things that he would push us to do better at. But he'll relate that to maybe what he's seen in Barcelona, what he's seen in Melbourne, what he's seen in Copenhagen, Malmo, Sweden. It's going to be very entertaining. You're going to see a lot of stuff, and we're really hoping that people look at this and say, we should have that in Amherstburg. And it's not just restricted to Amherstburg. I think that if you're from Windsor or Kingsville, you'll look at it and say, we should have it there too.
Which is fantastic. So, Richard, while we have you on the phone, tell us about the Amherstburg Community Foundation. It's just been relaunched.
Yes.
I'm happy to be on the board myself with you. But tell the audience, what is it and what can they expect from the foundation?
Well, Dan, as you know, the mayor, Aldo De Carlo, asked me to speak, asked me to take on the role of the president and to jumpstart a foundation that's been around for a decade, but was completely quiet. And there was nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't activated. Sure. And the first thing I had to do was get out and get 8 great directors, and I'm delighted that you're one of them. And, we're very committed to raising funds and championing this cause. Again, back to the values, we want to create a healthy community. We want to inspire the community. And of course, we want it to be inclusive. And so what we've done is we're raising funds now. We've raised $200,000 already, commitments over the next 3 years. And we picked out 4 initiatives. One is to refresh our beautiful Carnegie Library, 1913 library. Mm-hmm. The other thing is the Freedom Museum is going to do a lecture series, and the first speaker will be Dwayne Casey from the Detroit Pistons coach.
Yes.
He was my coach for years at Maple Leaf Sports with the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Beaudoin Park is got a budget to be redone, but it doesn't go far enough, and so we're raising an additional $55,000 to fit it out with even more amenities, whether you're 8 or 80 years old. And the final one is the Holiday Beach Cycling and Walking Trail, which is going to be pretty cool because when they create the trail, they'll also be creating wetlands, and that's pretty important in a time of climate change. So,
No doubt.
Again, as you know, Dan, we're busy, and we're hopeful that the town is these ideas resonate with the town, and that that people are generous.
Now, Gil comes again on August 27th, but following that, the following month, we have another event where, again, the audience will be, the residents will be invited to the event, and there'll be some debate happening on those ideas from Gil.
So what we're going to do on the 27th when Gil presents, I'm going to be keeping track of what ideas seem to resonate better. Ideas that some people won't like, they might be too progressive.
Sure.
But in here, we're going to pick out, let's say, 10 ideas. And then on the 17th of September, Sharice Berta is coming down, who's executive director of the Ryerson City Building Institute. There's going to be a panel made up of 4 people. 2 of them are city councilors, Michael Prue, Donald MacArthur, longtime activist, author, teacher, Sean McAuliffe, who's from Toronto. I love Sean. He's going to be great. And then we got Amy Farkas, who is a trained, she has her master's in urban planning from Wayne State, and they're going to debate the ideas. And again, we hope we have people come out and they're going to say, okay, like, what do we think of these things? And should we be doing them? Should we find the funds to, because some of them will cost money. But, you know, I always say that great communities cost money. And anyhow, I think that's going to be a great follow-up.
I think the key is debate, right? Because you're going to hear ideas from Gil that might be, again, really, really hardcore to hear, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really intense, right? But again, it's up for people to debate. So you're going to have some people that are just like, this is crazy, right? But you have to, I think, have a healthy debate. Mm-hmm. You have to have both ends of the, of that spectrum. Line, of the spectrum, right?
Well, that was the intent when I came up with the mix of the counselors. And Sharice is the type of person, a lot of, I get disappointed with foundations and different associations in cities that don't speak out, because we've all got opportunities and problems, but they don't speak out. And I always say that one of the most underutilized assets is your voice.
Sure.
And Sharice, she champions a lot of very, very healthy ideas to make transit better, livability better. And she brings that discipline. She'll be a great moderator. And she'll keep it going. And I told her, I said, I want an energetic energetic panel that day.
Yep, fantastic. Listen, Richard, always happy to have you on. Great job with everything that you're doing, and we're looking very much forward to the event on August 27th. Again, thanks, and keep up the great work.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye now. Have a great day.
That's Richard Petty, former CEO and president of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. And again, if you want some information on that event happening, doesn't matter. Although it's being hosted in Amherstburg, whether you're in LaSalle or Tecumseh or Windsor, there'll be some great ideas here coming forward. And like Richard said, he's speaking to a lot of the councillors and administrators of all the municipalities in the area that morning. But you can find more information at amherstburgfoundation.org. amherstburgfoundation.org. Again, that's Gil Peñalosa, one of the top most influential urbanists in the world. So we'll take a break here. When we come back, we have a lot to talk about. Some haunted house that has recently sold. We'll talk about Kathy's Caribbean Island that she can buy. Mm-hmm. Yes, or maybe multiple offers. Maybe Kathy will be competing with somebody else. You never know. And we'll also talk about the market shift that we are feeling. Okay? That and lots more right here in the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show, where it's 7:30.